Welcome back. We are live. This is Normalize Breastfeeding Live. I'm your host, Vanessa Simmons with normalizebreastfeeding.org. And today we are going to be talking a little bit about Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day. I see that some new people have jumped on the line. Go ahead and mute yourself at the top of your screen. You should see a little button to mute your microphone so we can mute out any background noise. Thanks so much for being with us today. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to say thank you, first of all, to all of our supporters and to all of our co-hosts. I'm going to read all of the co-host names off so that we can give everyone their proper credit, because I really appreciate everyone really working with us for this event. And so, oh wow, we've got a total of 502 people going to this event. This is awesome. I just looked at an update right now. So the mayors of the state capitals of Louisiana, Tennessee, we've got Hawaii, we've got Michigan, we've got Texas, and I think we've got one more. I'll take a look in a second. Lansing. That's everyone. We have a lot of support for this day. So Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day is basically a collaboration of photographers that are getting together and meeting up with moms across the country at their state capital to take a group photo in celebration of the laws that are already in place to protect mothers to breastfeed in public and also to protect mothers' rights to pump their breast milk at work, not in the bathroom, but in a safe, sanitary place so that they can provide breast milk to their child. I believe the federal law is for up to 1 year. And so Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day is really important. We're going to talk a little bit more about what that means to the photographers that we have on the line. But first of all, I just want to read off our list of co-hosts for the event. And so we have the lovely Laura from Nationwide Nursing. Thank you, Laura, so much for helping us put together this event. We also have Candid Perspective Photography, which is my photography business. We also have Sarah Dragman Photography. We have Erin White Photography, Megan Konoski Photography. We have Vita Katari. Am I saying it right, Danielle? Go ahead and unmute yourself. Say that right for me.
It's Vita Katari Photography. It's Italian name for beautiful life.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And so, we also have Kimetha from Hawaii. She's going to be representing Hawaii. We have Sabrina Rexing Photography from Austin, Texas. We also have Allegras Photography. She is from New York. And I think we had a couple more join us at the end, but we're still trying to get everybody on this list. It's been being updated daily. So thank you, everybody, for coming on. And do I hear somebody in the background? Oh, I think I hear some background noise. If anybody else is there, go ahead and mute yourself. Oh, it's Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Hi. There's a little mute button up at the top of your screen. If you just look at the top, you can mute your background noise out.
So that way I'm on my phone, so how do I do that?
Yeah, so just at the top of your phone. There you go. Perfect. All right, awesome. So if you guys have headphones, you can go ahead and put the headphones on now. It'll help to kind of eliminate some of the echo. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for participating. This event was not something that was planned. It was something that, it was supposed to be my kickoff date for the Meetup Tour to Normalize Breastfeeding, and then one of the moms who wanted to book a shoot with me said, well, hey, let's do the meetup at the state capitol. And then she said, why don't we take photos there? And then she said, well, what if we just got other photographers in other state capitals to do it too? And I was just like, wow, this is awesome. So it was really not planned. It's something that we were really excited about doing, and that was the reason that we also contacted Laura from the Nationwide Nursing, where she has an annual event every year in April. They get all of the moms together to hold a nationwide nursing at the state capitals across the United States to help draw attention to breastfeeding laws and to help really, put the information right in front of the lawmakers so that they can see that, breastfeeding women have laws that are in place or may need laws to be put into place. And so we're really excited about this event that's going to be happening on Monday at your local state capitol. And so some of our photographers, due to their schedules being busy, they're going to be doing these shoots possibly on Saturday or Sunday. So just make sure you connect with them locally so you can find out the exact date and time of your local event. So we're just gonna introduce some of the photographers and give them an opportunity to share a little bit about what this day means to them and why they got involved, and how supporting breastfeeding with their photography is really helping them to support moms in their local area. So Sarah, we'll go ahead and start with you. I know you don't have a profile picture up. I don't know if you have a forward-facing camera. If you do, then you can use the video option. Oh, look at your profile picture. Isn't that sweet? I love it. Okay, so you can use that, or if you want to use video, you can. But go ahead and unmute yourself. And I just want to ask you a little bit about, go ahead and tell me where you are located. You're still on mute, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Try to unmute yourself. There you go. Awesome.
Hey, sorry, I'm driving.
Oh, no worries.
Okay.
No worries. So tell me a little bit about where you're located.
Okay, I am in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'm Sarah Dragman Photography. Oh, what else do you want to know?
So just tell me a little bit about, what does this day mean to you? Why'd you get involved? What did you want to do with your photography in regards to this event?
Well, I've been passionate about breastfeeding ever since my son was born 7 years ago, and I didn't know of breastfeeding laws back then, so I always covered up, or I'd go to the air-conditioned car or somewhere private. Nobody would see me, of course. And he got to be about 6 months, and he started moving the cover away. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm just going to double shirt it, the one under, one over thing, and just deal with it that way. I never got any looks. Nobody ever said anything to me. But and so he nursed until he was I think 15 months, not 15 years. And then when I had my daughter, I knew a little bit more about breastfeeding and that there was a law, but I never really looked it up and what all it was until actually this past year, I've known more about breastfeeding laws and everything like that. So I just want to get the word out to Oklahoma moms, because I see them so much covering up or going to the corner of a room or something and nursing their kid and fighting the kid with a cover or whatever. And there's many businesses I've run into where or I've heard them online that you can't breastfeed here, or you have to cover up. And another thing about Oklahoma is we're part of the Bible Belt state. So we have the old-fashioned people are like, you need to cover up, you need to go take that private, that kind of stuff. And it's one of those things that just irritates me, even though I'm not breastfeeding anymore. It's just really, just let them on. You don't go to a restaurant and cover under the towel that they give you to eat. So I want more moms to know that it's okay to not cover up or to feed your kid wherever you are. And
awesome.
And we've got I think last I looked, I have about just over 50 moms signed up to come Monday for the picture.
Right.
But I'm still trying to get more people to come out, because I know there's more than 50 moms breastfeeding in Oklahoma.
Right. So. Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your dedication. Thanks so much for sharing that. And I know that you guys are going to get a great shot. It's crazy with Facebook. We have people that get excited about events and then they say, hey, I'm going to this event, but they don't even live in the same area. So I know it can be daunting sometimes to know how many people are going to show up. But I promise you, even if it was just you and your baby with your tripod in front of that state capitol, I'd be just as happy with that photograph. So thank you so much. I really appreciate, you taking the time to do this photograph, and hopefully you have a really good turnout.
I'm hoping so. So we'll see on Monday.
Awesome. Okay, you can go ahead and feel free to mute yourself as well.
Okay.
I'm posting this around and letting people know that we're live, so hopefully people will come on and check us out. I am really grateful for having all of you guys participating right now. I'm just posting this in the main group. That's why you hear my little ding going off. So so I'm going to go ahead and go over to Laura really quick, and I'm going to jump to Laura. And Laura, I want you to tell us a little bit about, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. I want you to go ahead and tell us a little bit about the Nationwide Nursing and how it got started, and what does it mean to collaborate for this type of event, like a more celebratory type of event?
Yeah, the intention of the Nationwide Nursing is to bring attention to the breastfeeding laws to end public breastfeeding discrimination. And so when you called me with this event, it was great because it flows right with my event. They're in the same location at the state capitol, but it adds the aspect of photography, which I love, the images of breastfeeding, which really help to normalize it. And so the intention of my event is just to bring attention to laws, and so I'm totally on board with everything that does that.
Awesome, awesome. And how do you feel like, you know, having the photographers involved, do you feel like it'll help to kind of spread the word more about your event? Do you feel like it will help to get the moms more involved with your event? How do you think that that will end up, you know, working out?
Hopefully. You know, photography is such a great way to send a message with anything, and especially with breastfeeding. It sends a very powerful message, especially for people who may not be comfortable with it, or, you know, are on the fence about it. They see a bunch of breastfeeding photos, and then they start to realize that it's normal, and then it starts to become part of their normal everyday life when it keeps popping up on their newsfeed from, you know, their friends who are pro-breastfeeding. And so I definitely think that the photography will help bring attention to all of it. So hopefully more attention to my event, because I'd love to make it bigger, because it is, you know, during the time when the lawmakers are in session, and I think it's really important that the lawmakers see how important this is, and how, you know, many states need more attention to the laws, and how Idaho needs a law, and stuff like that.
Definitely, definitely, I agree. Everybody, just in case if you're watching, just know that there is a petition circulating for Idaho, especially for us to get breastfeeding laws established there. They don't have any laws to protect them to breastfeed in public, so they can literally have the cops be called to escort them from wherever they are nursing their baby. It's absolutely and utterly ridiculous. It is 2015. This should not be occurring still, and so we definitely ask you to find that petition. It is actually on the Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day event page. If you just go under the pinned post, it has like a list of things of how you can participate, and signing that petition is definitely one of them. So please make sure to do that and share it as well. Okay, so I'm going to go over to, here we go, Sabrina. Hey, how are you doing? So go ahead and unmute yourself, and I am going to have you share a little bit about, you know, sorry, my stuff is still on sound. I'm going to have you just share a little bit about your location, and, you know, what is this work doing for you and for your business, and how are you supporting moms with your photography?
Sure. I am in Austin, Texas. I'm a breastfeeding photographer here. I also do births and boudoir photography, but breastfeeding photography is one of those subjects that I'm just extremely passionate about. I breastfed both of my children, and with my first child, I didn't know the laws. I didn't know what I was allowed to do or not allowed to do. I was really anxious when I nursed in public, and I just kind of stayed at home if I could, and kind of just avoided nursing in public. Whereas I knew a lot more when it came to nursing my second son, and I was never given a hard time about it because I was confident. I knew where I was allowed to breastfeed. I knew the laws in the state of Texas, and I breastfed him for 20 months, and it was an amazing experience. And I feel like knowing the laws and having that confidence made a huge difference. And I want all moms to know the laws and have that confidence. And, you know, if someone is to come up to them and harass them or shame them, that they know exactly what they're allowed to do, that they're allowed to nurse their baby in public wherever they're allowed to be. And by participating in these sorts of events and by taking the pictures and sharing the pictures, and I hope that one day breastfeeding won't be seen as obscene or weird or not something women should be doing in public. I want it to be seen as just it's just breastfeeding. That's all it is. There's nothing special about it. And I hope that by participating in these sorts of events, I can help facilitate that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. And yes, you know, that passion that I think all of us most of us are also mothers, you know, breastfeeding photographers, we're also mothers, and we've been there and we've had those experiences of trying to nurse our baby in public, and is somebody watching us, and are they going to say something to us, and you know, trying to cover and then feeling uncomfortable trying to cover and all those types of things. And so I definitely appreciate you sharing, you know, a little bit about your experience as well. You know, me, I actually breastfed all 3 of my kids. I'm still breastfeeding currently, my 18-month-old, and nursing in public was never really a question for me. It was like, my baby's crying, my baby's hungry, you know, so let me go ahead and nurse my baby. And it was funny that when I started nursing my child now, my son now, he actually, at only like maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks, he did not want to be covered. I mean, he was really small when he did not want to be covered. And so he would just rip the cover off, and I'd be sitting there like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And finally, I got to the point where I just said, okay, this is not what he wants. He does not want to be covered. Why am I forcing him to be covered? So I stopped covering him. And then after I finally became comfortable with not covering him in public, I started to see all this stuff online about people getting kicked out of places for not covering. And I was like, wait, what? You know, it was just insane to me. I couldn't understand, you know, the dynamic where a mother and a baby are trying to our mother's trying to nourish her baby, and she's getting kicked out of a restaurant where other people are eating and being nourished because of it. And I was like, that's just a little bit strange to me, you know. And so I kind of I took the next step and said, well, you know, I'm already doing birth photography. Why don't I extend this out to breastfeeding photography and see if moms will actually let me photograph them breastfeeding and try to spread the word. So it's cool to see all these other photographers as well, all the way around the world. So many amazing, inspirational photographers doing the same thing. I think that's so cool, and you know, it can't happen from just one person. It's got to be a group of people. It's got to be a movement. It's got to be something that is so much bigger than ourselves, and that's what the breastfeeding community is. And my goal has always been to make it something that's more collaborative and not competitive, because we all have a gift. We're all in different areas. Not any person can book with every single person around the world. It's just impossible. It's so much better to try and collaborate with everyone in different areas and try to expand our reach that way, as opposed to one person trying to do everything. And so I really appreciate, you know, having multiple photographers be interested in coming together and doing something like this, and really standing up for a cause and for the fact that we have breastfeeding laws in place. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to go over to Danielle. Danielle is in Hartford, Connecticut. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. And she is actually going to be, she's coming to San Diego pretty soon. And I'm going to be working with her and photographing her and her nursling. But tell me a little bit about Hartford and about the participation there. Do you have a lot of moms interested in coming to the event?
I do. I have about 37 people interested. I actually did a group nursing photo probably about, I think, like 3 weeks ago. Okay. And I had like crazy amount of people wanting to do it. There's a lot of mom groups here. There's a lot of baby wearing groups here, so a lot of moms that baby wear also nurse at the same time too. Nice. So when I actually said, hey, let's do a group shot, everybody was like, sure, let's do it. So I had over 150 people RSVP to my group shot. And I was like, okay, that's just way too many, because I made my own floral headpieces. Like, I made all my outfits. I was like, this is not going to happen, you guys. I can't whip out 150, like, supplies for, like, that's crazy. So I narrowed it down to 11 and did 11 moms, including me, for a group shot. And then everybody was like, all right, so let's just start doing breastfeeding photos. And I was like, all right, cool. That's fine. I'm a family and child photographer, so when I was living in San Diego, I did a lot of work with agencies there. So a lot of my kids that I photographed were actors. So the Disney Channel, I photographed kids from the Disney Channel. I photographed kids in different movies that happened. So I was mainly specializing myself in child and family. And when I moved from big old San Diego to small Hartford, it was a little different, trying to get my business spun up again. So when I started this breastfeeding photo group shot, it kind of like exploded, which I'm excited about, but then sad about, because I'm moving back to San Diego soon. So when I did this, when I put out the, the memo to all the mom groups that I'm involved with, and told them about this group shot, and from the Capitol, they're like, oh no, you're crazy, like, don't do that, like, that's not, you're gonna get yourself arrested. And I was like, you know what, here's the deal, if I get arrested, it's gonna be for something really, really good, and I'll be okay with that. So with me, I have an 8-year-old. So when I had him, I was active duty military with the Air Force. So I only nursed him for 6 weeks. And then I had to stop and pump while he's at the Child Development Center for daycare. And that lasted maybe a couple of weeks. And I felt like I was just overwhelmed having to work and then pump, because I couldn't do it at work. I had to go to the daycare in a small little room with the director watching me on this chair pumping for my little guy. So I was like, you know what, at that point in time, it just got, and I was 19, so it got really, really overwhelming for me. And I was like, okay, I'm just done with this. This can't happen no more. It's just too much stress on me with work and all this. So then, unfortunately, I had a formula feed. But God graced me with another little girl about 11 months ago. She'll be 11 months on the 16th. Or the 16th of this month, she'll be 11 months. So I've nursed her all the way up. So we've been on-demand nursing for 11 months now, and I'm pretty proud of myself. So with this whole idea of this nursing photo in the Capitol, I was like, let's do it. Like, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, like, just supporting my daughter, because it's not about me, it's about my daughter. It's all about her. And when she grows up, she's going to see that I did this for her. She's going to see that things that I did to change the laws in anywhere of the state is for her. And, my son sees it, and he also knows of it too, but I want both my kids to be proud of me also. So with me being just a family photographer, I was like, might as well. So I opened myself to breastfeeding, nursing photos, and I just got done with one today. So I'm pretty stoked about this. Pretty stoked. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. That's pretty awesome. And I didn't know you were active duty military before. We probably talked about it at a certain point, but that's so cool to hear as well. And the fact that you were actually having to pump and nurse and all of that while you were active duty, that's very awesome. So I'm sure you're following Breastfeeding in Combat Boots, right? You're following that page, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Cool.
No,
awesome.
not yet.
No, you're not following that page?
No,
yeah, check it out. It's Breastfeeding in Combat Boots. Robin Rushpaul, I think Rushpaul is how you say her last name. She actually supports moms that are active duty military, breastfeeding and nursing and pumping. So definitely check her out. She's an IBCLC and she's a veteran. So she's an awesome contact to have. It's all good, no worries.
Sorry, my son's
We've all
so
got
crazy,
kids.
So.
I'm surprised my kids aren't home yet. Maybe my husband was nice and took them out for ice cream or something, so they're not home yet.
Well, my dad took my little one, and I'm going to go on a date with my older one. So free for a while.
No worries at all. So I'm going to go over to Kameta. You can go ahead and mute your sound. I'm going to go ahead and go over to Kameta in Hawaii. Hi, Kametha. You can unmute yourself. Oh, I see you've unmuted yourself. And you can click on the video icon if you want to share your video. And Danielle, I see you're moving around a lot, so if you want to block your video, you can also do that as well. Okay. So, Kametha, are you there? I can see you. I can't hear you. I see you unmuted yourself. If you're having trouble at all, Kametha, you can also hang up and come right back and see if that works. Yeah, she probably was having some issues. So I am going to talk a little bit about our t-shirts. So I have an update on the t-shirts. So we were not able to get all of the state law codes on the back of the shirt. They said that they were going to smear together and it was not going to be possible to print it. So we have a different idea for the state law codes. As far as the shirt goes, we've updated the design. However, today is the last day to purchase a shirt, and we still need 4 more orders in order to print it. So if it doesn't work out, if we don't get this particular one run, then we'll do a new design. But I just wanted to put that out there in case anybody's watching that ordered a shirt or wants to order a shirt. We're going to have another shirt coming out very soon, so keep an eye out for that. I just want to also give a shout out to Laura. Laura has shirts for each individual state with the state law, the full state law on the shirts and also on onesies. So you can check out the Nationwide Nurse and to also check out her shirts that she has as well. And so we're just waiting for Kametha to come back on. I don't know if she'll be able to. I'm not sure if she had a, it seems like she was mobile. I don't think she was on her computer, but I don't know if she has a forward-facing camera, which is required for this software. So I just wanted to go ahead and, just thank everyone for coming on and say, that if you have any questions. Oh, I forgot to check the question and answer place. Hold on one second. Let's see if we got anybody on the chat board. Okay, nobody's on the chat. And we don't have any questions on the question board. So, it looks like Kametha made it. Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me or see me?
Yes, we can see you and hear you. You look lovely. Sound
awesome.
lovely.
I had to switch over to my phone. I'm at a friend's house, and
yeah. No
she
worries.
doesn't have a microphone or camera on her computer, but she lives near the state capitol, so that's a plus.
Awesome, awesome. So tell me a little bit about where you're located. Tell me about your business and how you got involved and what you're planning on doing to support moms with this event.
So I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii, which is awesome, and it's noon here, so our timing is way different than everybody else's. But my company is Kametha Photography, and Kametha is a little bit challenging to pronounce, so I usually just go by Kim, but at least my photography name is unique enough that people generally remember it. I do a lot of mom photography, a lot of breastfeeding, a lot of kids and families, that type of thing. But Hawaii is a really receptive to, attachment parenting. So crunchy moms and baby wearing and breastfeeding, and there's a lot of topless beaches, so nobody even thinks twice about nursing babies. So we're pretty fortunate here, I think.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have to come visit. That would be awesome to be able to just nurse without anybody looking twice, right?
Yeah. We did have an incident recently at a Macy's in a mall here in Honolulu. So that's kind of been interesting to get some more awareness for what the laws are, because there was an employee who was harassing a couple people breastfeeding in a changing room. They were like knocking on the door and yelling at them and telling them that it's for trying on clothes, but that's very rare, I think, here. So.
Okay. So do you have a large amount of women that are going to be participating?
We're not really sure yet. Probably, Jen, how many people do you think are going to come? Yeah, somewhere between 25 and 50. We're part of a hiking group too so a lot of the moms and dads from that participate in a lot of the nursing events. We're kind of all intermingled, and there are about 3,000 people in that group. So
oh wow,
somewhere between 3 people and 3,000 will be having here there. Yeah.
Nice. Well, 3,000 would be pretty freaking awesome. I mean, it'd be awesome.
It'd be awesome, but
and that's the reason also that we open this up to supporters, because I don't want people to feel like, well, they have to have a baby attached to their breast in order to be able to show up. You know, this is about supporters coming out also, not just about moms. And so trying to say that not only are these moms, do they have laws to protect them, but we protect them. You know, we support them, and we're here to offer them that support. And so that offers an opportunity for, even if it was the mayor who signed the proclamation, it's the opportunity for them to come out and show their support. I've been definitely reaching out to the local breastfeeding coalition and also to the local WIC and all of that in Sacramento. I'm 700 miles or something like that away from the state capitol, so I don't go there often. I probably go every couple of years, and it's usually business related or an organization related. And so this is a great opportunity for me, because I was going there anyway. I'm actually speaking in Stockton for my Meetup Tour on Tuesday. And so I'm flying into Sacramento, and so I thought, we'll just do the Meetup on Monday when I fly in, and then, do something else, on Tuesday. And so we're going to be definitely looking for a lot of supporters to come out and join. And feel free to go ahead and mute yourself too, Kametha, if you need to. I'm excited about having all of these different photographers in these different areas, to be able to see the support is really amazing. And definitely want to see you guys get involved again next year. Some of you guys may have come on after the fact, but what we're going to be doing next year is doing it to where Laura's going to be with Nationwide Nurse, and she's going to be managing the moms that are going to participate. And then I'm going to be managing the photographers that are going to be taking the photo. So this is definitely something we want to be as a yearly collaborative event with different photographers and moms across the United States and supporters, breastfeeding supporters across the United States. And hopefully that this will be something that catches on worldwide. There's laws all around the world, but there are still places where there are not laws. For instance, South Africa, they're having a lot of issues with harassment and discrimination in public for breastfeeding in public. So it's definitely something that reaches beyond our borders, but it's also something that here at home, I really wanted to focus on during National Breastfeeding Month, because I feel like nursing in public and pumping your milk at work are two of the main issues that we hear about almost every other day in the media when you hear about a breastfeeding incident. And so, I really thought this could be a good opportunity during National Breastfeeding Awareness Month. We've got World Breastfeeding Week, but we don't ever really focus on what's going on here at home. And so, just wanted to kind of incorporate all of that into this day. So it looks like we got a chance to talk to everybody who was able to get on. I just want to say thank you. We're going to get ready to sign off. And I just wanted to say one more time that if you are near or in your state capital, you can go on to Facebook and look up Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day in order to find your local event. I'm going to post a new thread today and post all of the different locations that we have so far. If you're a photographer watching and you want to get involved, there's still time. Go ahead and send over the information that we are requesting on the pinned post. There's also a link in the description of the event on Facebook, and it'll take you right over to the form where you can become a photographer for Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day. So I just want to say thank you again so much, everyone, for participating and coming on for these last few minutes, and we will all connect on Monday sharing our hashtags Breastfeeding Law Awareness Day. So there's the BFLAD, and then there's also BFING Law Day. So we will be doing all that. Oh, hold on one second. I've got someone on the chat. Oh, yes. Go ahead, Laura. I'm going to bring Laura up. She wants to share something really quick before we're done.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk a little bit with the part of government that's charged with the enforcement of the workplace pumping law.
Okay.
And I made a post about it today with who to contact if you're having trouble with your employer and the workplace pumping law. It does only protect up to a year, so they can't help you after that. But it's on my page, but there's a link to their website where you can just call your local office, government office, and they can help you with the enforcement of the law.
Awesome. Awesome. So the link is on your page?
It is.
Okay. So they can go to facebook.com/nationwide nursing events. Nationwide nursing events. So that's your public page, right? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so she will get you all that information there, and then make sure that you sign up as well on the event page if you want to be a photographer. And that's all really exciting. I'm excited to see what comes of this, and hopefully, we'll get a lot of people informed about the laws, and hopefully a lot of people will be sharing on that day with their different incidences and different things going on, and hopefully we can get everyone very aware as to, these different laws. So thank you everyone so much for coming on. This is Normalize Breastfeeding Live, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.